In school, we all saw those films. They were rolled in on a cart, lights went down, and everyone went quiet. This wasn't entertainment. We were shown how to hide from a nuclear flash, where the death zones were around the school bus, and what the last night after prom could become. These were films that were supposed to teach, but instead, they left an anxiety that lasted a lifetime. So let's go back to those school days and remember the films we grew up watching. Duck and Cover came out in 1951, right in the early Cold War. It was made for the Federal Civil Defense Administration to teach kids what to do if the unthinkable happened. In a lot of schools, we did the drill for real, sliding under our desks, hands over our heads, and staying low. Some of us remember the teacher saying, "Stay away from the windows." The star was Bert the Turtle, a cartoon meant to keep kids calm while the message stayed clear.
And Bert the Turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do.
Duck, cover, and hold still. Even years later, plenty of schools were still showing it in the 1970s, so it stuck with a whole generation. One Got Fat was released in 1963 and became a widely used bicycle safety film in elementary schools across the United States. It was produced by the New York State Department of Health. 10 children ride bicycles together, all wearing monkey masks. Each rider represents a number. As safety rules are broken, one rider disappears from the group. No accidents are shown on screen. The count just drops. The film is narrated by Edward Everett Horton, whose calm voice explains basic bicycle safety as the group gets smaller.
He will in a moment, though. You see, he doesn't know it, but he'll find out that there's not a shred of a brake left.
Ride single file. Obey traffic laws. Stay alert. By the end, only one rider remains. Death Zones was released in 1975 and was shown in elementary schools across the United States. The film focused on the danger areas around school buses, especially the blind spots near the front, sides, and rear. It explains that even when a bus is stopped, the driver cannot see everything. The film presents several short scenarios. Children exit the bus and step into areas the driver cannot see. In each case, a child is struck while standing in a blind spot. The purpose was clear: teach kids exactly where not to stand or walk near a bus. Many schools showed this film to very young students, sometimes more than once. The Dangerous Stranger was released in 1972 and became part of a nationwide push around child safety in the early 70s. It was a color remake of an earlier school safety film first shown in the 1950s. It was produced for schools and shown mainly to elementary-age students. The film presents a series of everyday situations: a child walking home alone, a friendly adult offering a ride, someone asking for help finding a lost pet. A narrator explains what the child should and should not do, stressing the importance of staying away from people they do not know. Instead, it focuses on repetition and clear rules. Do not go anywhere with a stranger. Do not accept gifts. Always tell a trusted adult. Fire Prevention in the Home was released in 1967 and remained in regular use throughout the 70s and 80s. The film follows a normal family going through an ordinary evening at home. A fire starts quietly while the family is asleep. The film focuses on everyday mistakes: smoking in bed, blocked exits, no smoke alarms. One by one, escape becomes impossible. Firefighters arrive only after the damage is done. Signal 30 was released in 1959 and was originally produced by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. It was later shown in high schools across the country, including during the 70s. Signal 30 was a police code used to describe a fatal traffic accident. The film uses real footage from crash scenes, damaged vehicles, crowds gathered along the road, officers documenting what happened. There are no actors and no staged scenes. It focused on speed, distraction, and poor judgment behind the wheel. The film had a strong impact on many students who saw it. The Last Prom was released in 1980 and was shown mainly to high school students. In many schools, it was shown every year just before prom. The film follows a small group of teenagers on prom night. After the dance, they drink and decide to drive. What starts as a normal night quickly turns into a serious crash. One student does not survive the crash. Others are left with life-changing injuries. The film then returns to the school setting, showing empty desks where those students once sat. Schools continued using this film throughout the 80s and 90s, and in some places, even into the early 2000s. Red Asphalt was released in 1964 and became one of the most widely shown driver education films in the United States. It was produced by the California Highway Patrol and used real footage from actual traffic accidents, wrecked cars, skid marks, emergency crews at crash scenes. Schools across the country used it in driver education classes, especially for juniors and seniors preparing to drive. Updated versions continued to appear, and many students in the 70s and 80s still saw it in class. The film focuses on speed, alcohol, and poor decisions behind the wheel. Lunchroom Manners was released in 1959 and continued to be shown in elementary schools well into the 70s. The film features a puppet character named Mr. Bungle, who does everything wrong in the school cafeteria.
Mr. Bungle pushed everyone aside and went right to the front. Even though this made the children laugh, no one thought that was a fair thing to do.
He cuts in line, makes a mess, and ignores basic hygiene. His behavior is then contrasted with students who follow simple rules, like washing their hands, waiting their turn, and cleaning up after themselves. In the late 1970s, Coronet produced an updated version presented in the style of a mock school newscast. Many students remember seeing it during their earliest years in school, often more than once, as part of regular classroom lessons. Are You Popular was released in 1947 and was produced by Coronet Films. The film focuses on a teenage boy trying to understand why some students are popular and others are not. Through a series of everyday school situations, he watches how different choices affect the way classmates respond. The film shows conversations in hallways, behavior in class, and interactions at school events. A narrator explains how popularity is shaped by honesty, kindness, and self-control, rather than showing off or trying too hard. These films were a regular part of school life for many kids. If your school showed any of these films, leave a comment and tell us which ones you remember, or let us know if your school showed something different. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy videos like this, subscribe to the channel. Many more are coming.